here's what I expect from John Cena. If he's not going to wrestle when he starts off the night, he's going to talk. And he talks long. He's a good talker. He's very talented. And this was no different. But he talks long. And, of course, he didn't disappoint me. Yeah, he talked for a good 10 minutes. He's poetic. He made very convincing statements. But it was lame. You know, the whole time, I'm like, every minute or two, I'm like, oh, man, I hope somebody interrupts him. Rock, anybody back there. John, wrap this up. The boos were smothering the cheers. Like, you could barely hear them. It was like they were trying to boo him out of D.C. No doubt. The Cena sucks chants were the loudest I've ever heard them. It was like, damn. What got me was like towards the end, I think right before he wrapped it up, a group of fans started chanting boring, and that chant picked up momentum so fast. It's like wildfire. Boring, boring. I mean, I like John Cena. You know, he has a great attitude about it. He embraces it. He rolls with it, which is what a true professional should do. But yeah, John, oh man, I love you, man, but he was killing me, man. It's like, come on, dude. He talks too long. Big Show spirited Drew McIntyre. I know things look a certain way on TV, and they do, but when you see it in person, good gosh, you could feel that spear from your seat. It's like, damn, he hit the crap out of Drew McIntyre. So for those of you out there, or for those of you out there that know people that want to talk that crap, talking about wrestling ain't real, yeah, all right, whatever. Shoot, I hope Drew's going to be okay tomorrow. That's a 7'4", 450 or however much he weighs now, plus dude, hitting you. Okay, you don't have any pads on, you don't have a helmet on. This dude is tackling you. Okay? For those of you out there that say, oh, wrestling's fake, Big Show tackled this guy. Big match. One thing about Dolph Ziggler, this dude is really talented. Dolph Ziggler is probably the best. He has to be, in my opinion, he's the best seller right now. He is the best seller in the WWE right now as far as selling moves and selling Impact. He is the best. I mean, it's just it's fun to watch. It's kind of like, you know, when Shawn Michaels was doing it. Shawn Michaels to me was the best. I don't know if he was the best of all time, but he was definitely the best. And Big E Langston looked very, very impressive. There was this one part where, you know, they're in the ring and Kane had, you know, he was about to go up. Yeah, Kane had Big E Langston set up for the chokeslam, and Big E Langston like broke Kane's grip. Like he didn't even break Kane's grip. He took his hand off of his throat and put Kane in his finisher. I've never seen that. Me personally, I've never seen that. I've seen people break the chokeslam, but I've never seen somebody just like grab Kane's hand and like, no, dude, you're coming with me. Actually, Brock Lesnar, you know, his demeanor, you know, his intensity, great intensity, you know, during the whole time, and the build-up is just awesome. I love the build-up right now. It really seems like it seems like a world heavyweight championship fight for like in boxing or like mixed martial arts, UFC. You know, it seems like a serious fight. You know, it's tense. It was tense in there. It was tense. You know, and you know, like Brock Lesnar, you look at him like he's not in sports entertainer mode. He's like, I'm gonna kill this guy mode. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa. And, you know, Paul Heyman, you know, just creating that energy, you know, creating the scene, you know, setting the tone. Oh man, what did he say? He said something at Triple H. What did he say? He said something about your, like, Stephanie's used to disappointment. Like, don't mess with Paul Heyman on the mic. Like, Paul Heyman, he shredded Triple H last year. You know, leading into that SummerSlam match, he was shredding Triple H. Every time they were in the ring going back and forth, he was killing Triple H. It's like, Triple H, you cannot box with this guy on the mic. And at first, I couldn't stand the woo, 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 you know it. But then it grew on me. It grew on me in such a way. But I'm looking at him tonight. It's like the dude doesn't even have the tan anymore. What is WWE going to do with this guy? What are you going to do with him? He doesn't have a tan anymore. Are you serious? Nothing special happened. Nothing special happened. I knew Wade Barrett was going to win. Number 1, Brad Maddox. Brad Maddox is good. And let me tell you why he's good. He is really irritating. Like, I see him doing his thing, and it's just like, this guy's really annoying. I'm just looking at it. It's like, this guy's really annoying. That means he's good at what he does. He's really annoying. He's good, but he's annoying. He's really annoying. He's one of those dudes, like, you really just want to mess him up bad. I mean, I was screaming Santino run, but I don't think he could hear me. The match itself, I mean, Santino Marella versus Mark Henry speaks for its flippin' self. I think he tried to pull the Cobra out, but then Mark Henry just ran over him or something. Mark Henry wins. I don't care if the streak, he said something, I don't care if the streak of Paul Bearer waking up every day has been broken. It was something like that. Whoa! Time out. But the visual was kind of vicious because eventually Jack Swagger gets back in the ring. He gets the other crutch. And they're just simultaneously, Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter are simultaneously beating Alberto Del Rio with the crutches. It was just quite a visual for me. I was like, wow, I feel like that means something more. I like Jack Swagger's new gimmick. It's about time that I'm so happy that I can take him seriously now because, goodness gracious, need I say more if you've been watching. It's not my favorite gimmick. It's not my, what wouldn't be my idea, but I like it because I think it's effective and I think it's working and I think it will continue to work. It'll pick up momentum. It'll continue to grow. I've always liked Jack Swagger, even when they had him suck. In my opinion, it was an experience. The Rock is an experience. Bump what you heard. If you've never been at a live WWE event and seen The Rock is an experience now. And he's got a video game. What the Rockpocalypse? Why not? The guy's a super movie star. All of his movies do excellent. He's the great one. What I was going to say, though, before I get to the end is, like, John Cena should really take some real notes. You look at Rock's promo, and Rock even said it, the word connection. You see Rock's connection with the people. I mean, it was just like he's the dude. He is the guest of honor. That's really what it felt like when The Rock was doing his thing out there. Like, he is the flippin' guest of honor. Like, The Rock is the man. Everybody's happy to see The Rock, I mean, seriously, I like John Cena, but it's like, dude, man, you really need to pay attention to how this... Fandango does his finisher. Now, his finisher, correct me if I'm wrong, it's called the Ultimate Leg Drop. He comes off the top rope with a leg drop. The first thing I thought when I saw this was, you're going to need a new finisher. Okay, there is no way, unless you just don't plan on being in the wrestling business for very long, there's no way that you're going to continue to do this for years upon years upon years upon years. There's no way. Hulk Hogan, I heard Hulk Hogan himself say that the leg drop, his finisher, doing that move off the mat, off the flipping mat, doing that move off the mat for so many years, contributed to the problems he has with his spine, and said he even I think he said he had a surgery or something. And he lost a few inches off his height. It's like, really? So this guy's coming, and he did it twice, no less. While I'm thinking this through my head, he did it twice on Jericho, no less. It's like leg drop off the top rope, and you're landing on your butt each time. No. You must eat. I don't care how strong your butt muscles are. Nah, man. Brodus, Clay, Tensai, Naomi, and Campbell are probably going to win. And the reason I say that is because Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes are such great, effective heels. Damian Sandow is one of those guys to me that, like, he doesn't even need a belt. Like, we love this guy. Like, oh my, silence! Oh my gosh. Damian Sandow is hilarious. Cody's a Rhodes. I mean, get out of here. Cody, he's a Rhodes. Dude's super talented, very crisp in the ring. I mean, get out of here, you know? But they're such great heels, it really doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter if they lose. They have nothing to, even if they lose, they win. They win. It really doesn't matter. Alrighty. And to wrap up the third hour of Monday Night Raw, we had, finally again, The Undertaker. The Undertaker comes out. The Undertaker comes out. Alright, now, you gotta understand this. I heard somebody once say that, like, you know, The Undertaker, at this point in his career, he's like a spectacle. He's kind of like Andre the Giant was, and I kind of agree with that. I actually do agree with that. I mean, The Undertaker, you know, like in the crowd, we're just like, first of all, his entrance, all of that, I mean, it's incredible. It's dope. The effects and the music, and it's the original music that he had when he first debuted, and, you know, we're all in the crowd like, yo, The Undertaker's here. Like, The Undertaker's here. The Undertaker is here. It's The Undertaker. It's The Undertaker. The Undertaker's here, man. So he starts talking. He's in the ring. Man, The Undertaker's an intimidating dude. I know I was sitting kind of far away, but, yo, The Undertaker's an intimidating dude, man. It even looked like the cameramen were scared trying to capture him. The Undertaker's an intimidating looking dude. So what happens is when he's in the ring, right, all of a sudden these druids or lost souls or whatever you want to call them, all of a sudden they start walking out, you know, with the flame torches. It's like, what's going on while Undertaker's in the ring? And then all of a sudden, you hear the voice of Paul Bearer. Now, don't worry. I'm not gonna forget about you. I'm gonna talk about Paul Bearer too. At first, I was thinking, okay, was that Paul Bearer? And what appears to be Paul Bearer, after you hear the voice, what appears to be Paul Bearer comes out. Now, of course, it was Paul Heyman, dressed as Paul Bearer. Now, the vocal, like, the question we were going over in the crowd was like, was that Paul Heyman impersonating Paul Bearer, or was that a recording of Paul Bearer's voice? I'm leaning toward it was a recording, because it sounded like that's Paul Bearer, you know. So it was. I mean, it was kind of predictable for me. It's like, I figured that CM Punk and Paul Heyman were really gonna go there. I figured they were gonna do that, because I'm like, okay, you know, this whole, you know, and even Undertaker, when he was in the ring, he was like, the way that you've been disrespecting Paul Bearer, you know, you're gonna pay the ultimate sacrifice. And I mean, it seems like CM Punk is really on this disrespect kick with Undertaker right now, so he's just going all the way. So I was just like, you know, if you're really gonna go, I'm thinking this is why it's predictable. If you're really gonna go all the way, you're just gonna disrespect everything, you know. And so once Paul Heyman comes out dressed up as Paul Bearer, of course, Undertaker gets out the ring and starts walking up the ramp. Paul Heyman's at the top of the ramp. Now, immediately I'm thinking, like I said, you got the druids in the room. I'm thinking, okay, why wouldn't CM Punk be one of those druids? Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? That's the most easiest thing I can think of. I mean, what else is he going to do? You know, what else is he going to do? You know? But, of course, Undertaker's not a dumb guy, so he pulled the hood off one of them. It wasn't him, and eventually Punk just attacks him. He starts wailing on the druids, but then eventually Punk hits him and attacks him and beats him down, and he gets the urn. Jeez, the urn. Yeah, the urn. He gets the urn when Taker's down. He gets the urn. He starts beating him down with the urn. He opens the urn. He pours some of the ashes out into his hand. He throws the ashes into the Undertaker's face. He pours it all over the Undertaker. He even pours some all on. CM Punk even pours some of the ashes onto himself, almost like he was bathing in the ashes. This was captivating and sure, disrespectful. But these days, I mean, nobody entertaining, but of course, these days, nobody quite does disrespect like CM Punk. You know, for somebody that for so long was talking about respect. I think this is pretty interesting. But it was dope. Let me talk about Paul Bearer real quick. First of all, folks need to understand something. Paul Bearer now, here's why you need to understand something. Because there's probably going to be a good amount of backlash about some of CM Punk's comments earlier in the interview I mentioned earlier. There might even be a backlash of how CM Punk and Paul Heyman are they're making fun of Paul Bearer, but you got to think about this, and before I say that, the question was we were having me and my friend were like, well, do you like CM Punk's comments earlier about Paul Bearer, the whole breaking the streak of him waking up every day. Do you think he was cool to say that? Yes or no? And I was going back and forth, and I'm thinking about it. I was like, probably yeah, because Paul Bearer is a character, okay? Paul Bearer was not his real name. Percy Pringle was not his real name, okay? The gentleman was playing a character, okay? The gentleman was playing a character, okay? So I think it's completely all right. All is fair in the world of sports entertainment and professional wrestling, so I think it was completely okay. But, I feel like this is definitely going to happen because, this is just how people feel. They're going to feel like, oh, this is disrespectful and disrespecting the death of, the gentleman that portrayed the character of Paul Bearer. The character died. I think about all the times back in the day when people used to say Hulk Hogan is dead, Hulkamania is dead. I mean, you never really took it seriously. Well, I mean, I know because Hulk's alive, but I mean, Hulk Hogan's not his real name either. So what do I think is going to happen at WrestleMania? I don't know. On one side, I think, okay, well, on one side, I think Undertaker might win, simply because Paul Bearer is no longer with us. But if CM Punk were to win, that would be cool with me too. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a pick because I don't care what's going to happen. It's going to be great. That's all that matters. I mean, come on, to this day, they got the old Undertaker theme. It's like, to this day, every time I hear that theme in my head, I'm just like, oh, my Undertaker. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, if you're on YouTube, go look up old funeral parlor sessions. Oh my goodness. Awesome stuff. Very entertaining. But yeah, that's about it. I'm done. But give me a moment. All right. Be patient now.